Get this for a title, mystery rolls. This is something my mom and her friends used to make in the 70s, and they are so good. I'm putting a little spin on the original recipe, but I love how the whole dish begins. So I just put a stick of salted butter on a sheet pan, and I'm adding garlic, a couple of really big spoonfuls of pesto, and then I have some chopped fresh rosemary. So the original recipe for mystery rolls was not even this gourmet. It was basically just butter, garlic powder, and blue cheese, interestingly. So for the first stage of the mystery rolls, I'm gonna put this pan in the oven. The oven's on 350, and it's just gonna take about 3 minutes for the butter to melt, and then I'll move on to step 2. So the first step is complete. The butter is melted, and it smells so good with that pesto. So mystery rolls usually use some kind of a shortcut bread, and I am using canned biscuits because that's what they did in the 50s and 60s. And that's kind of, if I lived another life, I was a 1950s housewife for sure. So then I'm just gonna toss the biscuits in this buttery pesto mixture. And for the biscuits, I cut them into fourths. So they're just little chunks, and I used flaky biscuits because when they bake, they're gonna just kind of puff up and have all these little layers. And you'll just think that I used a really classic French puff pastry before it's all said and done. You won't even know the difference. All right, so I have coated all of the biscuit chunks in this pesto garlic rosemary butter. Oh, it smells so good. So then it goes back into the 350-degree oven. It's gonna take about 10 minutes for the biscuits to bake. They're gonna be golden and brown and buttery and awesome. Ooh, it smells so good in here. And look at these beautiful rolls. They baked exactly the way I wanted. They're nice and golden on top, really flaky, and they mix with all that incredible butter and garlic. These are rocking my world right now. They are so delicious and beautiful. So I'm adding a little bit more pesto to the very hot pan. And this is a good time also to sprinkle on some Parmesan. And then I'm gonna toss the rolls just so everything is totally coated. I mean, really, between the cheeses and the herbs that you could use, the possibilities are totally endless. But no matter what you use to make and bake the mystery rolls, you just wind up with these glorious little flaky, bite-sized rolls that are incredible. And they have a super fun name, which I love. So these are all tossed, and I'm gonna pile them onto a pretty platter. You can be really meticulous and line them up if you want, but I like just piling them. I think it makes them look more inviting. Whoop. Delicious. This would feed quite a crowd too. And then I have a dish, and I'm gonna pour in some warmed marinara. This is another shortcut, just straight out of the jar. Now, I don't think a lot of fresh basil appeared in kitchens in the 1950s around the holidays, but I think it makes everything look a little prettier. So I added a little sprig, and I'll tear some leaves. Okay, guys, the mystery of these mystery rolls is officially solved. Now there's just one more thing to investigate. Are they delicious or not? There's only one way to find out. Ho, ho, ho. Yes, they are.